Hi guys, we're done, just about. Module 10 is just going to introduce you to SQL. SQL happens in the background. It supports their commands that support everything you've done all semester. There might be an occasion if you go to work in the IT function that you'll have to make some corrections or run some queries using raw SQL, but almost everything now is GUI interface, so that you use graphical user interface options. But I did want to, I want you to be familiar with SQL and how it works. There are a couple of videos that I have already loaded in about SQL. I've also provided you with the starting database because it reflects the things that I did in Module 9, which you were not required to do. So basically for this SQL module, it's basically just to expose the SQL language to you and how you can use it. We go through a bunch of commands on how to change font sizes, how to change queries, how to create queries, how to add fields in the SQL query command line, how to do calculated fields using SQL language, how to sort using SQL language, how to use aggregate functions like sum and or any of the aggregate functions, how to group, how to sort, how to join tables using SQL, how to use subqueries using SQL, how to use the insert, update, and delete queries to update a database. So you'll do all of those. These steps are pretty simple. For this particular module, there's only the Pratt Last. We just don't have time to do the others, and that one assignment will give you the exposure you need to just introduce the SQL module to you. This is more important for the students who are in the IT programs of study. And keep in mind, I need you to complete this post-test by May 1st. This is the same as the pre-test you took at the beginning of the semester, and it's just a measure of how successful I guess the course is at providing the instruction. So don't study for it, just do your best, just like you didn't study for the pre-test, and I will compare your post-test results to your pre-test results and give me a good idea of what the course provided to you without any preparation, just what you learned in just being in the course. So let's take a look at the Pratt Last Associates for Module 10. This SQL view has been here all the time. There's what the language looks like. It says select the account number, from the account table, the account name, from the account table, the amount paid field, from the account table, the current due field. It says select those fields from the account where the account name is like K. Do you remember in Module 2 you had to do queries and they wanted you to find any account that began with the letter K? That's what this is. This is just a view of the same query. Here's the data sheet view. Here's the design view that you created in number 2. This is just SQL has been going on the entire time. Okay? It's just a different view of the same query. No. And let's look, let me close this table. And let's look at this query. Be careful, once you've done an action query, remember they can't run again. So we're going to look at them in, we're going to look at it in design view. It says insert in the workshop offerings is adding a record. So it added in the workshop offerings table, it added EC010. It made the workshop W04 16 and O. Let's look at that. So let's look at that table. ECO, here it is right here. So it added the hours. It added to the hours that were there before. So now you have those hours. All right, let's see what happens over here. Let's look at this one. This one deleted. You see this has a plus sign? That means it added a record. This means it deleted a record. But let's look at it in design view. So this had it remove the ECO 10 that had the workshop code 04, and you did notice it wasn't there anymore. Let's see. There's a bunch of queries here for module 10. They begin here, and there's a total of, I think, 26 of these. 26 of them. 3 of them are action queries, and the others are select queries, but they are simple to do. Here's the query. We can change it to design view, but you're not using design view. You're going to use SQL. And they are simple. They are really simple. And they're easy to read. From the account table, choose account number, choose account name, choose account paid, choose current due, and that's it. So it's saying show me everything. This one says show me everything. All right, let's look at this one. This says show me everything where the current due is 0. And there's only 2 of those. This one is show me the account name and the current due where the amount paid is over $20,000. So let's just look at that. And there's only a few of them. Well, there they are. These are simple, people. Don't make it harder than it is. This is just show, and if you go back and look at some of the original queries, you'll see that the SQL, the language has been going on all along. Okay, that's all I want to show you here. That's it. We're done. I'm going to create a video. I've already created a video on the final exam, so make sure you look at that well before it's final exam period. You should have already looked at it by now. In fact, there is a little extra credit. Let's just look at that. So I had this in big bold. Review the video before attempting the exam. Complete this activity by May 3rd. Respond to the extra credit assignment below. You have an opportunity to gain an additional 6 points on the exam. Oh, I see an error in here. I'm going to fix it right now. Well, this course used to be called OST 137. I think I told you guys that before, but we changed it. Oh, I did already make that change. I think I said that the video refers to OST 137, but in essence this is DBA 110. Yeah. Okay, so I had already done it. Great. So here's the video. Make sure you do that. Here's an assignment. It's due by May 3rd. It's extra credit. I would do it if I were you. You trust me, you'll need the 6 points. Download the prep guide, which is available right here. When you get ready, the first line of the exam will have a here link. You will click it, and it's going to give you your starting database. And then you will scroll to the bottom and go ahead and close the test. That will start your timer. And then you will work offline and complete all the steps you need in the database. And then before the 75 minutes or when the 75 minutes is up, you'll go back into this. And here are the files. You can go ahead and get them whenever. In fact, I would get them early. If you watch the video, it instructs you to go ahead and make a file folder and get the data files you need. And then you'll click this link to upload the finished database, and I will take that upload time and subtract out your start time when you hit the submit button in this, because you're going to do that immediately. Once you click here and get the database, then you're going to click submit and finish, and that's going to be your start timer. A lot of students don't do what I tell them to do, and they leave this open, and I end up subtracting. They might end up with a score of 10 on the test because they didn't listen. So I'm going to need you guys to pay attention. And that will finish out the course, and it's been a pleasure. If you need anything, just let me know. I'm here to help you. I hope that you learned something from the course, and that you're going to find that this is going to be very helpful to you. If you need anything, just let me know.